best PC games of 2025 are about to launch this fall, starting with an absolutely stacked September. Welcome back to PC Builder, I'm Jason. We'll cover the 7 best PC games launching in September 2025, and whether or not your system can run them. From the return of massive franchises like Borderlands 4 and the first Silent Hill game in over a decade, to fan favorites and one game so demanding you have to use upscaling just to hit 30 FPS. If you like this video, you know what to do, and of course subscribe for more cool PC content. Let's jump into it. Borderlands 4. Okay, this one is massively anticipated, especially by me as I'm a huge fan of the series. Borderlands 4, it's the next big first-person looter shooter from Gearbox, and it's the first mainline entry since Borderlands 3 in 2019. It's crazy to think it's been that long. Launching September 12th for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S, you can play solo or co-op with up to 3 friends and movements faster than ever with double jumps, glides, side dashes, and grappling hooks. The story picks up years after Borderlands 3. A new crew of Vault Hunters lands on Chronos, the biggest, most seamless Borderlands map ever. It's a war-torn planet where rival factions fight over alien tech that can rewrite reality. Expect the trademark humor, the ridiculous arsenal, and the over-the-top bosses, but this time with a deeper skill trees and a darker, more political tone. Now, the main campaign is expected to run about 25 to 30 hours, with endgame vault raids, rotating bosses, and seasonal loot grinds to keep you coming back. All major DLCs are included in the Deluxe and Super Deluxe editions, with the first expansion expected about 3 months after launch. Now, fans are excited for the new movement and bigger world, but the real drama, it hit when Gearbox originally revealed the PC specs. Minimum an 8-core CPU, half of Steam's players don't even meet that minimum. But can your PC handle it? The minimum is an i7-9700 or Ryzen 7 2700X, 16 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 2070 or RX 5700 XT, along with 100 gigabytes of SSD. The recommended specs jump up to an Intel Core i7-12700 or Ryzen 7 5800X. Ouch! 32 gigs of RAM and an RTX 3080 or RX 6800 XT. Upscaling options include DLSS, FSR, and XeSS. Ray tracing is available, but it's not required. Let's talk pricing. The standard edition $70, deluxe is $100 with the Bounty Pack DLC, and a Super Deluxe is $130 with extra characters, story missions, and new regions. It's available on PC via Steam and Epic, plus PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch 2. Right now through September 22nd, NVIDIA is offering a free copy of Borderlands 4 Standard Edition if you buy an RTX 5070 or higher graphics card from the 50 series at a participating retailer. Just make sure that game bundle is in your cart at the time of checkout. Moving on to a game that's stirring up a lot of talk in the horror gaming crowd, Silent Hill F. It's the first brand new mainline Silent Hill game in over a decade. In fact, I think it's been like 13 years. And it's taking the series somewhere it's never been. So we're shifting away from the kind of traditional foggy American towns to a Japanese horror setting, and it's replacing the slow burn tension with faster melee combat and new RPG-like progression. Launches on September 25th for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Now, the story, it's set in 1960s rural Japan. You're going to play Hanako, a high schooler trapped as her town slips into a nightmare of red spider lilies, folklore, and personal trauma. So it's kind of a blend of psychological horror and gruesome body horror. Think like flowered vines consuming entire streets, with the soundtrack from series veteran Akira Yamaoka. The main campaign is expected to run about 12 to 15 hours with multiple endings based on your choices, including a UFO ending. This isn't just another sequel, it's being written by acclaimed Japanese horror novelist Ryo Kishu 07, known for Higurashi and Umineko. The change in setting and creative team has fans both excited and somewhat cautious. Now, some love the bold direction, others worried it might stray too far from Silent Hill's roots. Now, the system specs on this one, they seem okay until you realize that they're targeting 30 FPS at 720p with the minimum system requirements. We're not even talking 1080p here. And they're asking for an i5-8400 or Ryzen 5 2600, 16 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 1070 Ti or Radeon RX 5700. Of course, moving up to the recommended specs, it's even more brutal. We're looking here to play at performance at 60 FPS or quality settings 30 FPS at 1080p with an i7-9700, Ryzen 5500, 16 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 2080 or RX 6800 XT. Those are pretty sizzling specs out there, and they want 50 gigs of SSD storage. Not only are upscaling technologies supported here, it looks like they're actually recommending them to play at higher qualities at higher levels of detail. You can buy the standard edition for $69, or you can upgrade upgrade, it looks like, for about $10 more to the digital deluxe edition, where you get some additional goodies like a digital art book and soundtrack, as well as 48-hour early access and the future DLC. Moving over to Chronos, the New Dawn, launching September 5th, 2025. This one's already standing out in the horror space. Now, Chronos, the New Dawn delivers sci-fi survival terror from the Bloober team. That's the studio behind the Silent Hill 2 remake. It drops on September 5th for PC on the Steam and Epic Store, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, even Mac OS. Yes, Mac lovers, you get a game as well. Now in Chronos, you're known only as the Traveler. You shuttle between a radioactive future wasteland and the 1980s Poland during the Change, a monster-making catastrophe. What's your job? Extract survivors' souls before they're lost forever, playing into the time travel and corpse harvesting themes pulled straight from Dark and 12 Monkeys territory. Enemies here are a serious challenge. If you don't burn their bodies fast, they merge with other corpses to become stronger and more terrifying. Good luck with that. Ammo is scarce, crafting is vital, and the one hard mode design philosophy means this is not a walk in the park. The game is visually impressive and it does a great job sticking that super dark nightmare visual aesthetic. And personally, any game with a cat in it, you immediately get my attention. Can your PC run it? Well, if you're looking for the system minimum, they're calling it for an i5-8400 or i5-8600K or Ryzen 3600 with 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1080 or Radeon 5700 XT or an Intel Arc A770 with 50 gigs of SSD space. Recommended moves over to an i7-10700K or Ryzen 5 3600X, 16 gigs of RAM with an RTX 3080 or Radeon RX 6800 XT or Arc B580, and that's for 1080p gameplay. You can either pick up the standard edition for $60 or spend $10 more and you get 48-hour early access, some additional skins and in-game items. Moving over to Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, coming September 30th, 2025. This one's been a long time coming. Now this remaster, it's finally here and it's more than just a visual upgrade. This marks the first time the legendary tactical RPG has been officially available to play on PC. Now you play as a battle-hardened commander leading a band of mercenaries through the political and military chaos of Ivalice. It's a kingdom on the brink of all-out war. Now, if you've never touched the original, think deep, turn-based strategy mixed with Final Fantasy storytelling. If you have, then this is the return that you've been waiting for. The remaster rebuilds every map, sprite, and cutscene in HD, but it keeps the original's grid-based turn-by-turn combat. New players are going to find a smoother onboarding experience, while veterans are going to get quality of life upgrades like faster battle animations, expanded formation sizes, and modern save systems. There's also full voice acting for story scenes for the first time and a re-recorded soundtrack using live instruments. Fans are hyped but cautious. Some worry about potential balance changes since Square Enix has confirmed tweaks to certain job abilities and enemy scaling. Others are just relieved that this isn't going to be a mobile port with touch controls shoved in. On Steam, the announcement trailer comments are a mix of take my money and don't mess with the formula. So can your PC run it? The good news is it will run on an absolute toaster, and the minimum and recommended system requirements are essentially the same, with a really low-end CPU and really super 10-year-old low-end GPUs as well, and only 8 gigabytes of system RAM and 15 gigs of storage. Standard edition is $50, a little pricey for a remaster, and then the deluxe edition is $60, throws in a digital art book and a soundtrack. Here's another one that I'm super excited about, Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Now, if you haven't touched Sonic in a while, this is a brand new arcade kart racer from the Sonic team, and it's the next big Sonic Racing entry after Team Sonic Racing in 2019. Now, it's not a remaster, this is a new game built around a warp mechanic that flips tracks on the fly. The hook is travel rings. Hit one mid-race and you're thrown into another Crossworld. So the route, the hazards, the shortcuts, they all change in real time. Now at launch, you're looking at 24 tracks, 15 crossworlds, and 23 playable characters, plus deep tinkering with 40 plus vehicles, 70 plus gadgets, and loads of parts and decals so you can tune a ride that fits your style. Multiplayer is going to be a centerpiece of the game. You're going to be able to do local split screen up to 4 players, online up to 12, and Sega's talking up cross-platform matchmaking, so PC lobbies shouldn't be lonely. They're also leaning into collabs, that's guest characters from outside Sonic are going to be part of the pitch. It definitely looks kind of like a better version of Mario Kart, question mark? Now, system requirements, they haven't been posted on the PC store pages. I would just assume that you're going to need something like console-like in terms of PC hardware, at least competing with that. Now the editions, the standard is coming out on $69.99 on September 25th. The digital deluxe is $90, includes the season pass and 3-day advanced access starting on September 22nd. Moving over to Hell Is Us, coming out on September 4th, 2025. It needs upscaling, just hit 30 FPS at 4K. Crazy, right? Well, what is all that for? It's actually a visually impressive, haunting third-person action adventure. adventure. Now, you're in a country torn by civil war, haunted by supernatural forces. You play as a special agent armed with a sword and a jetpack-like tool and a loyal drone. What's the twist? Firearms don't work, every fight's up close, and it's tense melee. Now the environments are semi-open, your only guidance comes from environmental cues, no maps, no waypoint markers, anything like that. Think immersive sim vibes stripped of any hand-holding. The visuals do look really impressive, and the combat looks nice and meaty along with a lot of story. They did recently update the specs and dialed them back a little bit, so 2 thumbs up there. On the low end, it's not too bad. It's like a 4-core CPU with a GTX 1070 or 5600 XT, that's a 6GB GPU and 16 gigs of RAM. On the recommended side, we've got 11700K or Ryzen 7600. That's a relatively recent processor with a 2080 Ti or 6750 XT. So you're going to need about 12 gigs of VRAM is what they're saying to you here, and 30 gigs of available space. You can actually download a demo of it right now, which is really cool, or you can pre-purchase it for $50 for the standard edition, or you can get the digital deluxe edition for $69.99. That includes early access as well as some additional goodies. Let's move over to Slime Rancher 2. If you've been waiting to vacuum up smiling blobs in neon fields without worrying about early access wipes, your day's here. Slime Rancher 2 leaves early access, wrapping up Beatrix LeBeau's Rainbow Island adventure with new biomes, more slime varieties, and a full story arc for the first time. Now this is still the ultimate cozy exploration game. It's part farming sim, part slime zoo, zero stress. But the full release adds deeper crafting, expanded slime behaviors, and new environment puzzles. You'll spend hours upgrading your gear, experimenting with slime crossbreeds, and uncovering the lore hidden on the island's ruins. This is one of those games where if you're just looking for something fun to do, a little bit wacky, solve some puzzles, and have cool animation style, I really do like the animation style in this game, you should check it out. This is another runs on a toaster kind of game. i5 2500K, that CPU should be in a museum for the minimum specs, along with a GTX 960 or Radeon R9 280. And even the recommended specs, RTX 2070, RX 5700, really modest by today's standards. Slime Rancher 2 also won't set you back a lot. It's only $29.99, and they do have some bundles for some other games as well. Let's jump over to Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I almost didn't include this one. This is the honorable mention game. From beer chugging co-op to solo bug slaying chaos, Deep Rock Galactic Survivor jumps out of early access and hits 1.0 on September 12th. It's a Vampire Survivor style spin-off of the cult mining shooter, swapping first-person missions for a top-down auto-shooting cave crawl. Now you're going to pick up one of the iconic dwarves, each with unique starting gear. Then you're going to blast through swarms of alien bugs while mining minerals to buy upgrades between waves. As you progress, runs turn into a frantic mix of dodging environmental hazards, hoarding loot, and of course unleashing absurd weapon combos. The 1.0 release adds new biomes, bosses, and weapons, plus a refined progression system shaped by the early access feedback. This one will also run on a toaster. You just need an i5 CPU from the 4th gen Intel, crazy old, and a GTX 1050. And of course, it's dirt cheap here. $13 for the game, and you can get a cool bundle with some cool skins for just a couple bucks more. Of course, if you got value out of this video, please do give it a like. This is the first time we've ever done this kind of video. Let me know what's your feedback on it. What did you like about it? What did you maybe not like about it? What games would you like us to really take a look at, particularly for October or November out there? And of course, subscribe for more cool PC content. Like, did you check out our best builds right here? You want to play all these games? $650 build right here. We do a $1,300 build, all kinds of amazing PC builds to play these cool games. Check it out, and we'll catch you on the next one.